I'm Tom from DIY Life Tech, and this is an answer to a question I get asked a lot, which is, why is Robinhood bad? I don't really think it is bad necessarily, but there's some reasons why, maybe it's not the best choice for certain investors and some things to be aware of if you're using it. And people might say, well, that's bad. One of them is that it's really geared towards fairly frequent trading and, trading in individual stocks. You don't see a lot of pushing of mutual funds and sort of larger diversified funds. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. I think the biggest issue to me, though, with Robinhood versus legacy investment platforms like Vanguard or Fidelity, sort of more traditional platforms, is that there's not a lot of tax-advantaged accounts available through Robinhood. So everything in here is basically a taxable account as far as I can find. I haven't seen any options for IRAs or SEP IRAs or Roths or any of the things that you would find in a traditional investment platform. So I think that works well if you're looking for a taxable account where you're going to be jumping in and out of investments relatively frequently. You're not saving for retirement or for some future. But if you're looking to, deposit money and sort of leave it there and put it in a mutual fund and just let it grow for the next 40, 50 years if you're young, this is probably not the platform to do that. And you don't have access to those tax-advantaged or potentially tax-advantaged, depending on your own situation, investment vehicles like you would on a traditional brokerage. I think that's the biggest issue to me. Maybe they'll introduce that over time. Maybe it exists and I'm just not seeing it. But really, it seems like this is for taxable investments. And, that cuts people out of potential future growth that would be tax-deferred or tax-free, depending, again, on your own situation, if you put that money into a more traditional Roth IRA, or if you're a business owner, SEP IRA, or any of the other kind of advantaged investments that are available to you. The other thing I would say that would make Robinhood bad, potentially, is the fact that it really encourages you to, again, invest in individual stocks and crypto, which can be very risky and volatile, and also to trade a lot. The interface is really set up to encourage you to very easily jump in and out of positions, and that can be a bad thing if you're trading very frequently. It's commission free, which is good, so you're not losing a lot of fees to commissions. But on the other hand, it kind of encourages you to trade emotionally if you can do it really quickly, and people may jump out of a position when they see it go down and end up trying to time the market, which is almost never a good idea. So I think that's another reason why you could say it's bad. Overall, though, I don't really think it's bad. I just think it has a different place in your overall picture than a traditional brokerage. And I think it's good to the extent that because it's so easy to use and it's sort of fun and intuitive and has a nice interface, it gets a lot of people into the market that probably wouldn't have access to the market otherwise. So, if you're a young Gen Z member, you're 18, 19 years old right now, you're probably not going to go out and start a Vanguard account and fund it with $5,000 and put a bunch of money into Admiral shares of a mutual fund to grow for the next 50, 60, 70 years. You probably should, technically, but most people probably won't do that, and so they'll probably not put their money into investments at all. And if they're putting it into investments that are well-chosen and intelligent on Robinhood and leaving it there and sort of following all of the best practices around investing, that's probably better than letting their cash sit around, as long as they're okay with the volatility and risk, and then letting their cash sit around and not earn anything. So I think it's nice that it encourages a broader swath of people to get into the markets, but you could call it bad in the sense that it doesn't have easy access, at least, to those tax-advantaged, longer-term investment vehicles, and also that it does sort of encourage you to trade a lot. If you want to follow along with all of my analysis of Robinhood, all of my testing, follow me here on YouTube. Check out DIYLifeTech.com. I'll drop a link to Robinhood in the description. If you sign up with that link, we'll both get a little stock bonus, so thank you for considering that. And important to know that nothing here is tax or investment or financial advice specific to you. This is all just informational. Always consult with your own tax and financial advisors before you make your own investment decisions. Thanks for following along.